Hello, Psych fans. Today you're going to be watching a video that is the original footage from the Stanley Milgram's very famous obedience experiment. Those experiments running from the early 60s to almost the early 70s, repeating the same setup over and over again to see just how far will an individual go doing something that he or she doesn't usually believe is the right thing to do if somebody in authority is telling them to do so. It was very significant at the time. Stanley Milgram, a Jewish American, was, of course, highly impacted by the Holocaust and World War II. He had lost family members in Europe, and with the beginning of the civil rights movement in the United States and the changes that were going on in American society, and also the fact that Eichmann, whom you read about already, was being tried for his war crimes and saying, I was only following orders. He thought, is that true? Will somebody go against their conscience, what they know is right, when they are told by an authority to do so? Hence, the very famous or infamous, however you want to look at it, Milgram obedience experiments. As you are watching this footage today, please keep in mind the when and the where and the why. The when, the early 1960s, when the world was still thinking and talking about the atrocities of World War II. The where, in one of the prestigious Ivy League universities, Yale University, and the why, because it is something that everybody wanted to have answered. Why? Why would the German nation follow along with these policies that were going against the consciences of the vast majority of the German population? Why were there still things happening? Why were there laws in the South that were discriminating against African Americans and requiring that they be segregated in some sense from the rest of society, using different restrooms, not allowed to go to certain places, not even to sit at a lunch counter with white customers? Why were these things happening when people know that that is wrong? So I invite you to watch this grainy footage, to admire the very hipster style of clothing, and also to ask yourself, too, why? Why do people do these things? Did Stanley Milgram discover some answers that begin to answer the why? And how do these kinds of things still happen today?